Hi everyone, thank you for joining this session. Today we're gonna present our marketing plan for the Detroit project for ABC Inc. And this is presented by the amazing marketing team led by me, Rebecca. Yes, and let's move forward. So for today's presentation will be mainly be broken down into the following sessions. Of course, starting with introduction, and then we'll do market analysis and STG strategy, and we'll go into the next step of a marketing plan and also the more detailed marketing channel and messages. Also, we'll touch upon on the additional opportunities that we're gonna have for following this small startup project for Detroit, and then I will conclude this presentation and see where we will go for the next step. All right, so let's start off with the introduction. So so just to give you a brief introduction of who we are. So basically, we are the amazing marketing team consisting of a group of brave, creative, and result-driven professionals, just like you here at ABC Inc. That's also why we think we need to, offer to do the marketing plan for you guys because we resonate with your vision, which is to bring a brighter future by collective efforts and to bring a to give more individuals the opportunity to participate in something big. So yeah, and also as mentioned, this presentation will mainly discuss our findings and analysis of the Detroit residents and our insight-driven marketing plan to help ABC Inc. to make the next huge leap, starting off with the Detroit project. All right, so we'll start off with the market analysis, which will be broken down into three main aspects, which is socio-demographic, behavioral, and psychographic. So firstly, we'll go into the findings regarding the socio-demographic factors of the residents of Detroit. These are basically the main takeaways from the socio-demographic factors, given we have, a lot of information to digest, which we think it's irrational to put all the information onto the deck. So here are the key takes. So firstly, we are aware that Detroit is facing the problem of drinking population. Actually, in the consecutive next past few years, and also Detroit is facing the problem of having a significantly lower marriage rate, no matter compared to other cities in Michigan State or other cities nationwide. And also, Detroit is more skilled to Black people, with around, as you can see here, around 75% of the population being a Black or African American. And also, um, from the economic standpoint, we are aware that the Detroit residents has severe financial constraints due to lower income and also higher unemployment rate, and with the median household income of only this much, and around 32% of the population in poverty situation still. And also, they are relatively less educated, and somewhat related to that factor, they have less access to computers and the internet compared to Michigan State as a whole. And also, I feel like not coming out surprisingly, there is a higher crime rate in Detroit. So yeah, so that's from the social demographic perspective. And for behavioral, these are the main summaries. We think in Detroit there is a slightly higher percentage of expenditure on entertainment, and also residents actually, regardless of their economic or transportational constraints, will actually for the consideration for their well-being and health, they prefer shopping for food outside of their neighborhood, uh, instead of instead of doing, at the independent supermarket instead of the discount dollar store in their neighborhood. And also, we think Detroit residents actually do face a problem of lack of comprehensive public transit network, and even they have access to the public transportation. The current viable transportation is actually super time consuming for the Detroit residents. And also, a lot of the Detroit residents are actually struggling with the basic non-discretionary needs, um, as demonstrated by the fact that there are more than 30% of the residents even rely on the supplemental nutrition assistance program benefits to buy their groceries. And also from the psychographic standpoint, Detroit residents are insecure. They have insecure non-discretionary needs, be it for housing or for food, and also apparently the freedom of mobility limits the options they have when making purchase decisions in various aspects. And even with some level of public transportation, it's super inefficient for them. So then we'll talk about this STG strategy, including segmentation, target audience, and also positioning. So for segmentation, we think this will be the segment we're gonna focusing on. So to start with, people with consistent income flow, because just it is to ensure the target customer actually have the financial capability, they have this disposable income to participate in the investment program in the first place. And then we also are targeting the education, those people who have an educational background of at least high school, graduate, because that prerequisite more or less make sure that the target audience are information literate and they are able to grasp how ABC Inc. differs from the previous institution, so they are more likely to show to try in the first place. And also, the target audience will have the needs to improve transportation efficiency for work commute or grocery shopping for healthier food and well-being, because as mentioned, the first Detroit project will be mainly focusing on building the local bridges, and they will be more likely to relate to outcomes of the investment, because the building of local bridges will help them shorten their commute time, and they will benefit directly from the outcomes. And also, we will also be targeting the Detroit locals or those who aim to stay in Detroit for a longer time, because they will be more emotionally attached to Detroit or more likely to benefit from the improvement of infrastructure built with the bond investment. So then we'll take to the positioning. So in short and in essence, our positioning will be we serve twofold purposes, not only satisfying customers' investment needs, but also providing them the ways to bring a brighter macro environment that they live in and can directly benefit from. And also we provide a more approachable investment option with lower initiative capital requirements. So that's our main positioning, that how to differ ourselves with other competitors. So for marketing plan to start with, we'll do from the perspective of perception, price, and product feature. So basically, our marketing plan will be mainly focusing on educate and familiar target audiences with the concept of micro bond and build the link between micro bond, ABC Inc., and the better well-being of Detroit. So basically, when people think about micro bond or say improving Detroit as a city, they will just think about ABC. So that's a positive correlation between these different aspects. And then we'll promote the ideas of investment can be done with little startup capital instead of have to have a bond of capital to start with. And also we'll establish access to ABC Inc., the platform, so they can proceed to the next step to make investment purchases. So we'll educate customers where to go for the product to make this kind of like micro bond, which is, having them knowing our website or app or whatsoever, so they can proceed to the next step. And also will attract target audiences to try the platform, encourage potentially encouraged by the new customer promotion and also referral programs. So for marketing channel, based off the situations of Detroit, we'll start off with doing marketing, or say posters and stuff like that, at the local independent supermarket and grocery, because these are they're often to go places when doing shopping to satisfy the basic needs. So this is a place where they frequent, I would say, the most. And also, of course, doing marketing, in the public transportation, such as bus stops, doing the billboard marketing, or say like the in vehicle marketing. I mean in the bus marketing, because that's also one of the point of place that they will go super often. And also we'll do mailing. Potentially we'll do our marketing bundled with mail-in grocery coupons, because that will most likely to attract their attention. So these are the three main marketing channels that we'll be focusing on, given the situation of the Detroit residents. And some of the key marketing messages will include something like, together we win big. That's mainly catering to people's needs, to make individual efforts to make some huge impact, both for themselves, but also for the Detroit city. And also the Grow with Detroit message will be more, echoing with their psychological needs of not only living a better future for themselves, but also building a better Detroit where they live in, so they can have sustainable growth and development in a even longer in an even longer term. And with that being said, there are also some additional opportunities that we think ABC Inc. can consider after this current Detroit project. The first one is ABC Inc. can also satisfy people's needs for better access to educational resources, since based on the demographic data, we do think it's a major problem here in Detroit. So to build a better educational resource, it's not only referring to schools, but also referring to public libraries and stuff like that. And this will require ABC and to target customers with kids or who have plans for kids, and potentially will reach them through schools, hospitals, and household mails, and etc. And another project that we think of is urban safety program, where emergency city lamps can be installed along the street, so that whenever residents feel threatened, they can press the button on the lamp and ask for help. This is actually already being installed in some of the campus in other cities, such as I heard that there is emergency city lamps in UCLA and also USC, which actually came out super helpful. And those will be speaking to those who have started off making money, yet still not enough to have their own bike or car, to minimize the chance of being assaulted when they're outside their accommodation. So that's another important project. So just to conclude, for the marketing, we think since we are still at the early age, it's important to start off with cultivating and educating the customer of the concept of micro bond, and also increase their brand awareness of our platform, the ABC platform, and relate the ABC platform with the concept of micro bond and also a better future of Detroit. Yes, so that's the first, and then we'll focusing on building the bridge into not only building the physical bridge, local bridges in Detroit, but also referring to building a bridge between, the personal better financial situation and also the better future of Detroit. Yeah, so that's basically our wrap ups our presentation, and here's the references where we already used. Yeah, thanks for listening.